It is that time. Season 1, Episode 4, the last episode of Season 1. And of course, we could have nobody else but WaifuGate. If you are unaware of who WaifuGate is, he's a fantastic control player. One of the first, I think he may be the first Twitch streamer that I've ever subscribed to, if I'm not mistaken. At the very least, the first Magic the Gathering Twitch streamer I ever subscribed to. Fantastic personality. For me, he streams super early on in the morning. So usually when I'm getting ready for work in the morning, he's who I watch. So if you're not familiar with him, definitely go check him out. He's on Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube. Social media links will be down below, so definitely make sure to check him out. On that note, let's get right into the deck tech. Okay, so this is the deck that I ended up donating to all the streamers. First thing we're going to go over, of course, is the most important 2-mana ramp cards. So these are probably the most important cards in our deck that we want in our opening hand. We really want to be able to ramp up because we have nothing to do on turn 3. That's why we have to have one of these cards so we can play one of our turn 4 bombs, whether it's a Storm's Wrath if we absolutely need to. So if we're on the draw, we really want to be able to do a Storm's Wrath on turn 3 to get rid of any type of aggression type decks. Shifting Ceratops is great just as a big butt creature. Getting a Rebel rating on turn 3, being able to scry to, fantastic. Karn the Great Creator is kind of funny, not really necessary on turn 4, but it's not bad. We can get something out of sideboard just for funsies, really. After that, for the most part, I mean, once in future, we want this later on in the game. Don't necessarily need it early, so it is something if we have like 1 or 2 in our hand, we can consider mulliganing. Later on in the game, Cavalier of Thorns, amazing card. It feeds our graveyard for once in future. That's why we have so many of each of them. Deck Bedazzle, amazing early card game. Fantastic removal, really good against castles if your opponent's using castles. Again, it only does non-basic lands. The good news about this is that it's also an instant. So if they don't have any non-basic lands on the battlefield at the time, then they play it. You can just shoot it at the end of their turn. Or if they play a Planeswalker that's not Teferi, you can shoot one of their lands and then shoot the Planeswalker, because this also hits 2 damage to Planeswalkers. Just still very powerful. And of course, you have the big bombs like Liliana, which is fantastic. Casualties of War, fantastic. Like, it's just overall very stable card. When it comes to the sideboard, again, just general artifacts. These are really the only good artifacts in Standard. There's nothing better. There's nothing else you can get for like a control-based deck. Most of these you could probably cut. You may make an argument for 1 or 2 other artifacts, but nothing is going to be game-changing, unfortunately. There's just no good artifacts in Standard right now. So that's the deck tech for this particular deck.
So here we go. So this is the deck that Strider Stone is working on at the moment. It's a land destruction deck. So hopefully we can enjoy some pretty fun plays. We're going to run this in a constructed event. This is for best of 1. And basically, I think the premise is land destruction with Rebel reading, and being able to get that back with cards like Once in Future, and also Casualties of War to also answer threats, and just having a Wrath or 2 for best of 1. And we're also ramping with this, which can also block later on. And then you eventually just push in damage with other stuff. Can you put the deck in a different layout? Sure. Got you. So this is what we're going to be doing. So this is the start of it. We're going to jump into a constructed event here. And I have the deck. So it wouldn't be a standard event, I don't think. Is it standard event now? Okay, I guess it's called a standard event. So 500 gold buy-in. And the deal is I play until I get 1 win. So here we go. Let me check to see like what a good hand looks like. Like, we need ramp, right? Like, we have a lot of early game plays, I think. Like Bedax are okay. Like Bedax, Paradise Druids looks like and Wolfhaven. So we do have one Bedeck, but we can't cast it. We don't have red, so I think this is a mole for sure. This is a little bit better. I think we just put back like casualties, right? We can do that. And then hopefully we get second red source here. Oh god. Azorius Flyers, huh? Well, if we get our Storm's Wrath off, we win against this deck, I think, before we just can't let them develop, Oh wow, they're already gonna have Sepahera, or whatever it's called. Wow. If they actually have the nuts, there's nothing we can do about it, though. Paradise Druid's not great here. We get nutted on? Oof. They have Rally of the Wings, we lose. Yeah, I mean, we just don't do anything, we die. This seems good. Please don't have anything that hurts me. Don't you dare. No. Another eagle kills us, I think. Yeah, they probably just have Rally of Wings. Or they're tapping down for Sepahera, and then we die because everything else has indestructibility. They have Rally, right? They have the best hand. Yeah, they just kill us. Okay, cool. That was a good first game. Lots of interaction there. Needed Bedeck Bedevil maybe to kill one of those. Like if we killed the banner there, maybe we don't take as much damage. And what's up, Sepalina? How are you doing, man? We're doing a Strider Stone deck donation type dealio here. We'll do a short segment where we try to give advice to what we would change with the deck. This looks... It's such a hard deck to mull for. Like, how many lands are we running here? We're running 26 is reasonable. Can't complain about 26 lands. Opponent goes first. I kind of need like some stuff to do early game, I feel. Probably keep this and put back one Fabled Passage, I guess. Oh my god, okay. That's pretty tough. We'll have to fight through that burn somehow. So it's red. Wow, what are they playing? A deck that's crazier than ours? How dare they? So it's either that or Willowhaven here. I think this is correct, unless they have Rampage and then the other play was correct. Bone Crusher, sure. Well, I guess maybe I could have taken out their black source, or their I guess I did take out their black source. This is fine. Lol. Getting that landy end, dude. They had to play Bone Crusher. Playing Fire, sure. Crack this for probably red. One red source, jeez. So scary. We'll just blow up that. Scry for 2, huh? I mean, we can take Stomping Ground. That's fine. I think we just once in future the other stuff to our hand here. So like, I think we can go like this, right? Attach this to like, so if we go black, green, we attach this to the mountain. Then we can once in future with Adamant. Shifting Ceratops is fine. We need a win con eventually. Oh, we can't use that one anyway. We'll just take away his land. Okay, sure. We have Ceratops, we'll be okay. It's fine. What a way to go for the opponent here. Yeah, our meme's way stronger though. Look at this. Look at us go. We're taking this land before we go to. I don't even care if it's BM. Oh, okay. What is this jankness? This is a Strider Strone deck donation. Sponsored my my sleep phones, my new headband that I wear when I sleep. So we're doing this until 1 win, which is cool because I have already filled the quota. But I'm gonna try to go all the way anyway. I try to prove that this deck is viable. Viable is a pretty safe word. Paradise Druid, Storm's Wrath. This looks okay-ish. It's a little sketchy, but we have a Scry land, so we can maybe get another land. We run 26, so. We can't 7-0, but we can try to 7-1. We can try the 7-1. 7-1 we might actually get there. Like, there's a lot of jank that happens. Like, you just saw that other deck, right? Like, that was super janky. We fought that, and we kind of beat him up a little. So land. We'll take it. It's not the best land, but we'll take it for sure. Fine. It will work. So we Paradise Druid here. If we get an untapped land, we can play Ceratops, which is a pretty big booty for red to deal with, for the most part. Ooh. Oh, I see. So that makes our Paradise Druid exposed. I think that's tough. Yeah, I mean, I think I do it. I think it goes away, because otherwise they just can get away with Steamkin. If they blow this up, it's rough, but yeah. At least we make them take the turn off. I think that I just hold this, because I don't have any 3 mana plays anyway. Nice. What do we want here? We have triple green, which is nice. I guess red for Storm's Wrath. That'd be good. We'll just play Ceratops, I think, here. Pretty big booty to deal with. And if they blow all their resources dealing with this, and we top deck a land for Cavalier, we just win. So Paradise Druid's also pretty acceptable. We can minus this and get something from the sideboard, but I think I'd rather just save this and just go. We'll just swing this out. Okay. They're not doing anything, dude. And then we've got Cavalier next turn. Pain. Okay. Pretty good. They don't block, huh? Weird. I guess that I could Storm's Wrath, but I think this is pretty good. Pick the Overgrown. We can Storm's Wrath after they develop a bit anyway. And plus, if they don't kill Ceratops, we're swinging in for 5. Ooh, they're on Red Splash. Maybe Theater of Horrors? That's spicy. We have Casualties at least for that. Casualties would be a really good top deck. As long as they don't kill Paradise Druid, that is. Ooh, Knight. Ooh, that's spicy. This is kind of a weird deck from the opponent, I think. It feels very weird to me. I think I just swing out here, right? Swing everything but the Paradise Druid, I think. Even if they boost here, it doesn't matter too much. Yeah. So they're just gonna take this? They chump? Really? Are you sure? Take them off of Thane and that should be it. Yeah, it seems a little odd, right? Like, I don't know. Vampire Knight, dude, like, just doesn't make a lot of sense to me, personally. Okay, we just Storm's Wrath again and we take this one home. They swing out this, right? Yeah. Do we have lethal? Is there any way to get lethal here? I don't think so. Bedeck? No. Go like this. Oh, I guess that this thing kills my Cavalier, so I should have swung first. That was pretty poor form. That was terrible. Wow. They just get back Ceratops. Maybe I should have gotten back Cavalier because it's safer. Rock, sure. Nice blocker. Nice blocker, dude. Yeah, pump your guy up. Pump him up. Yeah. Yeah, you want to get pumped about the Ceratops? Let's go. The haste. Pumped. Rock's about to get pumped, dude. Okay. Now, even if they deal with the Ceratops, we can just once in future and get it back. And that should be game. Even if they have like a shock here, Dreadhorde Butcher is pretty good. That can block. Y4 is Karn for sideboard. It's best of one tech. The sideboard. What can I get from my sideboard? Shadow Spear? Shadow Spear takes 2 to equip, so I can shock that through, right? So it's 1, 2, 3 mana. I think I can just trample. Oh yeah, duh. Okay, yeah. That's true. Good call. Yeah. I was like, I can get trample with Shadow Spear and be cool with Karn, but I just Ceratops already has it. Well, that's 2 wins. Alright, let's just keep going with it, I guess. But yeah, we've got a sideboard with Karn, so we've got like Stone Coils. I've got 2 Stone Coils. I changed Strider's lists very slightly because I didn't have the 2 Shadow Spears, and I figure a small change in the sideboard wasn't going to make or break the deck. Like, I know I'm not playing the exact same list as everyone else, but I don't think it'll make that much of a difference. Like, there's only 2 Karns in the list to begin with. This looks fine. Get to ramp into casualties. No board wipe, but we do have a Bedeck for early game removal. I think Bedeck needs to be like a 3 of. Bedeck feels like a 3 of to me because we need early game removal, like early game interaction, especially in a best of 1 meta. Like, you need to have answers for mono red. This is fine. We'll take lands. Okay, Steamkin. Here, we just Bedeck that, I think. Oh. Wait, can we Bedeck this? Red? Yes. It's just weird with all of these lands, man. So we'll just kill that. This is an instant, so maybe I don't do that main phase, but I'm always afraid of Steamkin like pumping or Devotion Mattering or something weird. That's fine. I like Haven, I think, here. Actually, I can play both, right? I can shock this in, put this here, and then play Paradise Druid. That ramps us into casualties. Ooh, look at that spice. You guys like that? Ooh, that's not good. A lot of damage. That is a ton of damage. No blocks. Oof. We need to crack this for, I think, black. If they have second Thane, I think I'm just dead. But I think I have to casualties here. Target land, target... Oh! So this is target creature, target enchantment, target land. That was better than I thought it was. So if they have second Thane, it's a little rough, but they would have to have land plus Thane. We can also once in future and get back the casualties end of turn. This is an instant. And just ramp or something. Embercleave would hurt us, but only if they had an extra land. They light up the stage. Light it up. Light me up, daddy. Yep. They get Robber and Steamkin, so they play Steamkin 100% here. And then maybe a land from their hand. Probably have one. No champion. Torch Spitter's tough. That's just a lot to take in. So land... I can once in future bedeck and the other thing, and bedeck the Steamkin. I think that's reasonable. Hey, Adamant. Now we can bedeck the Steamkin before they can pop it. And then we can block up on the Robber here. We take 1, 2, 3 damage. Phoenix. Oof, we can't block Phoenix. That's lethal, I think. I'm pretty sure that's just a little too much for us to handle. They get a land off the top of our deck. That's nice. So block the 2. Still alive. Need Storm's Wrath or something here. Can't quite get there, man. Unfortunate. Because even if we answer this board state, we need a Cry of Carnarium here. Maybe Cry is a good... I'm just going to type in Cry, so I can think about that. Like, maybe we need that for best of 1. I feel like we need some sort of a dump as well. Like something that we can discard cards that are not useful in the situation. Would be nice. Karn, Shadow Spear. Karn doesn't get us anything worthwhile there. So you got 1 game left. Sip on some coffee. But yeah, you know, sometimes like I want to go hard on the ladder and try to get top 1000 before the reset, like, but I wanted to also do this because this was a commitment that I agreed to, so I want to make some good content here. This doesn't have any early game. I think I have to mull this. This is a little bit better land-wise. I think I just put back this, and then we actually don't have any red for Storm's Wrath. I lied when I said it was better land-wise. The other hand was better, I think. We need I mean, Wolfwillow ramps us into Cavalier, which is nice. Especially since we can play another tap land here. Right? And then just Wolf Haven. That's red. We kind of need red. Well, actually, we get 1 red here, but having more than 1 red is super nice for sure. And we can just Cavalier since we have enough green. Really odd, yeah. I probably just have a Banishing Light for this guy. But that's fine. We get to ramp. Ooh, there's our another green source. Red source, I mean. Red. Willow only produces green. Correct. That is correct. Okay, well that's tough. No blocks, I guess. Ouch. Casualties? No. How do we deal with this? And it's got to be this, and then we have reach, so this is our only option here. I can try to race it, but I don't win the race. Should have blocked to get the Wrath. We have the Wrath? What do you mean the Wrath? Storm's Wrath is on the bottom of our library because we scryed it there. We didn't surveil it. Actually, this has reach. This can have reach as well. I don't know. I don't think it matters. I think we lose this. This is a really hard creature to deal with. Do we even have an answer to it? We have Stone Coil Serpent doesn't do it. I guess this Entrancing Liar could do it. Top target creature. That could do it. Yeah. Liar could do it. I guess we just hold off and try to block as much damage as we can here. For a second. We lose to like anything spiky, like that's pretty tough to deal with. Wow. Yeah, we just lose to that, don't we? Oh yeah, Shadow Spear can take Indestructible, that's true. Was that? Oh my gosh, no dude. Okay, that's it. I can't do it. That's too much. That's a blowout. 9-11, no. No. Ugh. None of these cards help us. Yeah. That's unfortunate. I'll just let them kill me. It'll be good for the video. Just slay me. My lord, dude. So yeah, indestructibility is a bit of a problem, I would say. Like, because Bedeck doesn't really deal with this, right? So, you know. Oh, whoops. It's fine. Lily opener. Yeah, true. True. That's true. Yeah, I guess Lily does get around that, like the sack effects can. Like you Wrath. The problem is like you can't get rid of the so we got 2 wins, which is fine. Like 2-3 is you know, not terrible. You get some of your gold back. And I think Strider said that he wanted to make some optimizations to this anyway. Like after he looked at the list, he wanted to change it, but since he had already submitted it to a few people, he couldn't backtrack on it. So this will be the part where we kind of give feedback, critique if he even wants this. I think he wants this in the video, potentially. He wants some gameplay for different people too. I think that was the main priority, but I might as well give my 2 cents worth because, you know, that's just how I am. So I would say the Rubble readings are great because you need some type of land destruction in a land destruction deck. That's fine. It also punishes people a lot more than you'd think. Like if you can just get away with doing this once or twice against control, it can really set them back if you take away like, you know, double blue for counters or double black for removal spells like Murderous Riders, etc. So I like this at 4 probably. Like I think it's necessary. The ramp's fine here. I would say that it's awkward with Paradise Druid and Storm's Wrath, but there's nothing else on 2 that ramps you quite as hard. And if you're able to play above curve and go like Casualties or Liliana 1 turn earlier because of Paradise Druid, or even Rubble reading, can really offset the tempo, because then your opponent might not be able to kill your Paradise Druid because you blew up one of their lands in order to like be able to remove it. Like you took away their black source and they can't oath anymore or something. So, or they can't Teferi because you took away their white source. They can't bounce it and punish you, etc. So it's kind of nice. They can't Omen, you know, because they don't have blue, etc. It's just nice. I would say Bedeck needs to go up to 3 or 4, just because it's land destruction late game against a lot of decks. It can really punish like Castle Vantris, Castle Ardentvale, things that you auto lose to basically as this deck, like non-basics, right? You don't really struggle with that because you have Rebel Reading and you have casualties, but it's just nice to have another source of that. So I would even say trimming the Paradise Druid by 1 for more early game removal, even though your ramp is a little less consistent. You have more early game removal so you don't die as quick. I like that a lot. Once in Future is great, but I'm not sure if it's a 3 of. I would say maybe 2. And I don't mind the Ceratops. The Cavaliers are a little weird, but I think they work. Just because they're hard to deal with creatures, and if your opponent is running on less lands, they can really slam it home. I like the 2 of Karn, especially for best of 1. That's perfect. I'd say this could use some min-maxing, but I don't know if I really had... This originally had like 2 Shadow Spears and 1 Stone Coil. I just made adjustments because of my wild cards. But there's probably a lot of min-maxing you can do here. Love the Citadel for the top end type stuff. Maybe some type of life gain other than Shadow Spear here. Something that can gain us life, like the egg or something else. Like we just go gain life here. And we toggle like artifacts or whatever. So artifact here. Something like this even like can gain us life off the top. Great Henge is great too. I guess it's kind of hard to find life gain. There used to be like a 1 mana cost thing in Historic that could gain us life, but there's not any of that anymore. Erebos in Intervent chat says it won't work because we can only grab artifacts from the sideboard. So it's not like Fae of Wishes. We can't just put any non-creature. It has to be an artifact specifically. Questing Beast over Ceratops. Questing Beast over Ceratops. How do I feel about that? Questing Beast. I actually like the Questing Beast more, I think. I actually like the Questing Beast. I think that's a good good suggestion, Nano. No, it's best of 1. It's a best of 1 land destruction deck that Striderstone donated for. So I'd say make this adjustment for more Bedecks early game. Once in Future is great. And then yeah, probably Questing Beast here, I would say. Yeah, I think I like that a lot more because that pressures the walkers if they happen to get something down early game, and it can't be blocked. So, and it has Death Touch, so it makes a better blocker. And we have this for reach anyway. That's a really great change, honestly, Nano. I would say like that's just a straight up buff to the deck. You could even argue like 3 Questing Beast and 3 Cavaliers, something like that. But I love the casualties here. I think the land base maybe less fabled. Maybe less fabled like this, just because it's really awkward with the scry lands and not having 4. Being able to play on curve is pretty important. Controlling the draw is also important with scries, so I would say a little less on the fabled, and I would feel pretty okay about this deck, if not just taking them out. But I'm not the biggest fan of fabled, so is there for uncounterable? Yeah, I can see that, but even so, like I would just rather pressure with Questing Beast, like our opponent taps out because they have no lands. And then you can just kind of slam it home with Questing Beast. Like I think it's really good too because it gets around like Birth and whatnot, like the walls from that, chump blockers, etc. Like you don't lose to Ardenvale with this if they somehow stabilize. So I think I would like something more along these lines, maybe min-maxing this a little bit more. And we also just took out 2 lands, so like adding in lands back is what this is missing. So like I don't know, like maybe 1 more Scryland here, and then maybe like a swamp or something else. Like probably doesn't matter too much here, but just min-maxing that a little bit probably is fine. That's what I would do. So overall, deck was a little fun to play. I think with some min-maxing, I just felt really helpless with my mulligans. Like I didn't know what I was really going for. Like in regards to this, like the idea behind it was I wanted Paradise Druid or Wolf Willow and my opening hand are the best 2 cards, followed by Bedeck Bedazzle was what the other thing that I wanted, and then like just lands. So I would say more Bedecks just make the deck more consistent early game, so you don't just die to like a Steamkin getting out of control or whatever. And then I would say it's pretty okay. Yeah, so that was Striderstone's land destruction deck. If it's land destruction, does it have Field of Ruin? It could have Field of Ruin. It could have Field of Ruin. Chat also threw out the idea of maybe 1 to 2 Field of Ruin, but that might be harsh on the, because you want to be able to keep hands with 2 to 3 lands if you have the Paradise Druid, and like let's say that you have in this type of a list here, so if you have, for example, your opening hand and you open up and it's like Field of Ruin and Fabled Passage or something, or Field of Ruin and like a mountain, and you need a green source for Paradise Druid, that Field of Ruin could have been a green source. So that's something that you have to consider, is like playing on curve, and just colorless lands can hurt a lot in these types of decks. Like triple colored decks, they're generally kind of hard to get away with. So I think we just have the red in here for this and this. Yeah. And then we need the black for casualties, of course. So yeah. So Jund, definitely, those are the colors. But overall, it was pretty fun. It was definitely a nice change of pace for a second from the ladder grind. Saw some pretty big memes there. We get to meme on someone with the land destruction twice, I think. So not terrible.
So these are the changes that WaifuGate recommended. Him and his chat actually came up with some really good ideas that I didn't even think about. So one of the things, he actually ended up taking out one of the Paradise Druids, which I'm not 100% sure if I would agree with, because I actually really do like those. They're kind of necessary to get everything in our 4-drop slots. He did end up actually adding in Questing Beasts instead of Shifting Ceratops, which I really do like Shifting Ceratops because it does have protection from blue and it can't be countered. But Questing Beast is a fucking beast. So it does do a lot of damage, and it does destroy Planeswalkers early game if you can get it out. So it does hit Teferi really fucking hard, which is one of the big things that we do have to worry about as a Jund deck. So I actually do really like the addition of this over Ceratops. I do think that's a pretty good move. So adding 3 of these instead of having 4 Cavaliers, so going down to 3 Cavaliers and 3 Questing Beasts instead of 2 Shifting Ceratops and 4 Cavalier of Thorns. So I think that's a very interesting change, and I actually really do like that. I'm a big fan of that change. Ended up going up to 4 Bedeck Bedazzles, which I am also a very big fan of, because obviously more land destruction, big fan, but it is early removal. Early removal is always great. 2 mana early removal. We're already doing not a lot of stuff on turn 2. The only thing we're really doing is either Paradise Druid or Wolf Willow Haven. So taking out a Paradise Druid makes Bedeck Bedazzle a little bit easier to cast because we have 1 less card to deal with on turn 2. So, I mean, Bedeck is just naturally a very good card. I think it's extremely underrated. Extremely underrated. One of the things he also did was cut one of the once in futures. I still don't know if I agree with it necessarily. He did take out one of the Cavaliers, which really feeds our once in futures, so I think it might be an okay change. But I haven't seen it in action. He didn't actually play a second set with it, so I don't know quite how the synergy would work there. I would be very interested to see how all of this would work. So those are quite a few changes. And just like everyone else, added a second mountain, added a couple other red sources. Sideboard, basically the same. I think he ended up adding in a different or a second Stonecoil Serpent, but that was kind of like what he said in the video. It's because of the wild cards that he had available. Sideboard doesn't necessarily matter all that much, considering there's not a whole lot of good artifacts that we would really really need in sideboard. So that's pretty much it. WaifuGate did the worst out of all the streamers. You hear that, WaifuGate? The worst. Feels bad, WaifuGate. Feels bad. But yes, this is episode 4, closing out. Again, thank everybody so much for watching. This is the very last episode of season 1. If you would like to see more episodes like this or more series like this, please let me know in the comment section below. And on that note, make sure to subscribe, hit that bell notification, leave more comments down below. I really do appreciate it. I read every comment, I comment and reply to every comment. And I really do want to know every other streamer that you want to see on this list. I've reached out to as many as possible. Most people are interested. The people I haven't gotten already are still interested. A lot of them will only do best of 3 though, so you have to keep that in mind, which I do not build decks for. I just can't do that, so you do have to keep that in mind. If you do have any specific type of really janky decks, definitely let me know in the comment section below, because if I really do like them, I enjoy playing them, I will most likely donate those to streamers. So season 2 is coming up next week. We're just going back to back to back. Next week, definitely keep in tune with that. That's going to be a Trashiok mill deck. See you next week.